In today's session, we are supposed to start the module 3 introduction, that is about strip lines. Okay, but however, as I said you in the previous session, we have completed the waveguides part of module 2, and a few problems are remaining depending on the waveguide T's. So some 3 problems are there. They are solved problems. So I wanted to just share the slides with you, but however, let me take these 3 problems. They are very, they may take some 10 minutes or so. So let me quickly complete these waveguide T problems, and then we will start the introduction of the module 3. So the first problem, if you read out this first problem, this is most of the times asked question. Just so you can go through the previous question papers. This is the most commonly asked question, but it doesn't mean that this time it will be asked. Okay, just as it is a most asked question, let me take this. The first one, 20 milliwatt signal. It is fed into one of the collinear port of a lossless H plane T. So we are now into H plane T. So H plane means you have a collinear arm like this, and you have a side arm H here. Okay, so this is your port 3. Here you are feeding, here the diagram is given. This is your third port. Here you are feeding, it is fed into one of, not here, you are feeding the power. 20 milliwatt signal is fed into one of the collinear ports. So either it is P1 or P2. So here I am considering the input power is fed through port 1. Calculate the power delivered through each port when the other ports are terminated in matched load. So you know that matched load means there will be no reflections. Okay. The same, this figure data I have tried to represent in the form of a figure here. You can see you have H plane T here. You have this H arm. Input is applied, the 20 milliwatt signal, it is applied here in the port 1. One of the collinear ports they have mentioned. So I have taken here port 1. Okay. So if 20 milliwatt signal is entered here, so what we need to calculate? The power delivered through each port. So what will be the reflection amount here? The power delivered. Then this is also power delivered to the port 2. And what is the power delivered to port 3? So we need to calculate these. So according to the given data, given input at port 1, see P1 dash, it is input 20 milliwatts. And all other ports are terminated. That's input is applied only to first port. Remaining port, 2 ports are matched loads. So matched load means we are not applying any input here. So it is something like this. You have incident waves A1, A2, A3. You are applying only A1. That is A1 is not equal to 0. Remaining A1 and A3, both you are taking 0. It is something like this. Okay. So this is the given data. Indirectly, these two are given to you. They are perfectly matched, or they are terminated in the matched loads. Okay. Now, output, what we need to calculate? Output at the port 1, P1, and P2 and P3. These 3 things to be calculated. I will take the, I will make use of this equation which we have seen, B is equal to S into A in the matrices form. Okay. Here, these B's and A's are all the waves, right? In terms of voltage, the waves, incident wave and reflected wave. But here we need to talk in terms of powers. So while doing that, you can see I have written here the S matrix for H plane. We have derived this already in the previous section. So this is the S matrix. You see here, while taking, I have taken squares, because we know that the power and the wave relationship. What is this? Power is proportional to the wave square. This we have seen even when we were dealing with the scattering matrix. In the scattering matrix, while calculating the losses, if you remember Pi, P out, we have taken the proportionalities, and then we have found the return loss, insertion loss. So the power is proportional to the incident wave square. Because of that, what I'm doing here, I'm taking each parameter inside the matrix, all the values square, because I'm not now in the simple b equals to s into a. Now I'm dealing in terms of powers. So it is all squares here. Unknown is p1, p2, p3. This is given to you. Incident wave, or in terms of powers talking about, it is a 20 here. Even if I take here squares both sides, right, no need to take the squares, directly I'm taking the powers. So p1 dash is given to you 20 milliwatts, and other two, a1 and a3, both are equal to 0. So this is 20 0 0, and p1 p2 p3 we need to calculate. So if you go for this, how do you get P1? P1 is first row multiplied by this column. If I do that, I'll get 5 milliwatts. You can see half square into P1, 20 milliwatts. Remaining two terms are 0, 0 here. So if these two terms will not come, so these are 0, 0. It is 5 milliwatts. Similarly, how you will get P2? Second row into column. And similarly, P3 is a third row into column. If you multiply, you'll get P1, P2 is also 5 milliwatts, and P3 10 milliwatts. So you can see here with the red color I have marked how the power is delivered. Whatever the power is entering, that is 20 milliwatts, it is divided between port 3 and port 2 as like this. एक 10 milliwatt जाएगा, एक 5 milliwatts जाएगा. Okay, 10 and 5. And nothing is coming back, because ये perfectly matched हैं, right? 2 and 3, they are terminated in matched loads, so nothing will come out. However, port 1 से हम 20 milliwatts दे रहे हैं, some part gets reflected, that is 5. We have just now found out what is P1. P1 is 5 milliwatts. So try to understand, out of 20, 5 and 10 ऐसे distribute होंगे, and remaining 5 will hit back. Okay, so total 20 milliwatts. Hope you understood this problem. You can see I have written here what is the effective power at port 1. Total जितना apply किया था, that कितना reflect हो रहा है, total is 20 milliwatts. 5 milliwatts is reflecting back. कितना दूसरों को गया है, दूसरे ports को deliver हुआ है, 10 plus 5, so 15. 20 minus 5 is 15. So totally 15 milliwatts is the effective power. Coming to the second problem, in a H-plane T junction, compute the power delivered to the loads. So loads are 40 and 60. These two are connected to arm 1 and 2. You can see you have again H-plane only. Instead of H-plane, the question may be for E-plane also. In that case, you draw that figure and try to analyze. Okay. This is again for H-plane T. So 40 and 60 are connected to arm 1 and 2. So arm 1 के लिए load क्या है? 40 है. Arm 2, it is 60 ohm, 40 and 60. When 10 milliwatt power is delivered to matched port 3. So at port 3, the power delivered is 10 milliwatts. And we know this already in the given question. What we need to find? Power delivered to these loads. Okay, यहाँ पे क्या है power, यहाँ पे क्या है? And the power delivered to P3 is given to you, that is 10 milliwatts. And this Z0 is not given to you. Actually, generally for any transmission line, most of the times we assume this is a characteristic impedance for waveguide, we consider 50 ohms. Okay, Z0 equals to 50 ohms. If it is not given, you assume it as 50 ohms for a waveguide T. Here again I have written the S matrix. Probably we don't require it, but I need to tell you something, so I have written it here. Now coming to the calculation, how to find these ports, these powers at port 1 and port 2. I will make use of the reflection coefficient analysis when the way we have already studied this in module 1. What is the reflection coefficient? Tau is equal to ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0. So at port 1, that I will calculate what is reflection coefficient. That is ZL1 is given to you 40, and what is Z0? It is 50. 40 minus 50, a negative sign will come, so that's why taking the magnitude. Okay, 40 minus 50 by 40 plus 50, I have calculated it taking the ratio 10 by 90, that is 0.111. So reflection coefficient at port 1 is 0.111. Similarly, I will calculate the reflection coefficient at port 2. ZL load is given to you 60. So 60 minus 50 by 60 plus 50, 10 by 110, I have got it as 0.0909, it will repeat. So two reflection coefficients I have calculated. Now I want the power values. So power delivered to port 1 will be, similarly power delivered to port 2. Simultaneously you can see I have calculated. So P1 is power delivered at port 1, that is equal to whatever ideal power that should be delivered to P1 multiplied by 1 minus tau 1 square. So why it is 1 minus tau 1 square and all that, you first now you understand that this is 1 minus tau square. Okay, I will tell you what is this P ideal here. P ideal, you can see I have written here with a pencil. Hope it is visible to you. Let me just zoom. Is it visible now? P ideal, how I will calculate? P ideal is 1 by 2 B1 square. Okay, because it is for port 1, so I am taking B1. Okay, so half of B1 square. Why it is half of B1 square? And already we have seen that S11 is equal to, you can see here, S11 is equal to A1 by B1. Why it is half B1 square? I am explaining you. It is S11 is equal to, we know this S11 is equal to A1 by B1. Okay. And S11, here it is half, right? The first parameter is S11, then it is S12 and so on. So from that matrix, I have taken S11 as half. So half is equal to A1 by B1. Or what is A1 is equal to half into B1. Okay. And as now we are talking in terms of powers, not in terms of waves, incident wave and reflected wave. So I need to take the squares. A1 square is equal to half B1 square. Got it? Why it is P ideal is equal to half B1 square? It is because of the S11 equation, A1 by B1. Then A1 will be equal to half of S11 is half into B1. As I'm interested in powers, take the squares. So this is your P ideal value. So this ideally I should take half B1 square. What is the value at port 3? It is given as 10 milliwatts. Ideally, we have seen the theoretical concept of the characteristics of the different waveguide T's. Whenever the power is fed to port 3 here, side arm, it gets equally divided between port 1 and 2. This concept we have already studied. That's what we had taken in the characteristics. S31 is equal to S32. Try to remember, for H plane T we had taken this characteristic. बट अगर आपको ई प्लेन का करना है तो नेगेटिव साइन आएगा, फेज शिफ्ट होगा, राइट? वन इज द नेगेटिव ऑफ द अदर, बट हियर इट इज एच प्लेन टी. Hence, whatever power is there in port 3, ideally port 1 and port 2 में क्या आना चाहिए? 5 milliwatts each, equally divide होता है 5 milliwatts. Ideal power is 5 milliwatts. So that's why here directly I have taken, I am not bothered about again substituting half, what is B1 and finding out. Directly I have substituted 0.05 because I know that when 10 milliwatt power is fed into port 3, it gets equally divided as 5 and 5 in port 1 and 2. You can see even in this also directly P ideal I have taken 0.05 क्योंकि दोनों का ideally value 10 milliwatts जो है equally divide होगा 5 and 5. And it is 1 minus tau 1 square, 1 minus tau 2 square. This is for second port. So what is tau 1 and tau 2? We have calculated. Tau 1 and tau 2. Substitute those values. You will get the power at port 1 and port 2. Ideally क्या आना चाहिए था यहाँ पे? As I told you, 10 milliwatts is getting entered. Ideally, I should get 5 milliwatts. But what I am getting? 4.93 and 4.95. So there is a slight difference. It is not completely 5. It is 4.9 something. Why this difference? Because they are not perfectly matched. They have different load values. Because of this different load connections, 40 ohm and 60 ohm, we are getting a different power, 4.93 and 4.958. Ideally, we should have got 0.005, that is 5 milliwatts and 5 milliwatts. But utna nahi hai wo. It is less than that because of those load values. Hope you understood this. Going to the third problem. It is based on the magic T. A magic T, obviously, it has got 4 ports. A magic T, it is terminated at collinear ports 1 and 2 and a difference port 4. Difference port means the side arm, okay? Port 4 by impedances of reflection coefficients. For port 1, 2 and 4, okay? Port 1 ke liye, port 2 ke liye and port 4 ke liye, they have given the reflection coefficient values. And if 1 watt power is fed at the sum port means jo aur ek jo bacha hai side arm, that is a sum port, because at the port 3 we are getting the sum signal. That's why it is called sum port 3. So at port 3 we are applying 1 watt power. Calculate the power reflected at port 3 and power transmitted to other 3 ports. So जो 3 ports हैं 1, 2 and 4, उनके लिए आपको tau 1, tau 2 and tau 4 are given to you and power is applied at port 3. आपको port 3 में कितना reflect होगा power वो पता करना है and कितना transmit हुआ है to all the remaining 3 ports, that you have to find. So this I have written the yes matrix for magic T. We have already derived this. Now, since it is a 4-port junction, you know, a 4-port T junction, magic T. So let me take 4 different input voltages and 4 different reflected waves. A1, A2, A3, A4. They are the input voltages. B1, B2, B3, B4 are their corresponding. Reflection means we will take it as output voltages at those ports. Now we know this concept, reflection coefficient is A by B, right? Incident wave by reflected wave. So for first port, tau 1 is A1 by B1 and the tau value is given to you. So what will be A1 is equal to? A1 is tau 1 times B1 and tau 1 is given to you. What is the value? It is 0.5. First is 0.5, second is 0.6, third is 0.8. Okay. So first 0.5 B1. Coming to second, tau 2 is A2 by B2 or A2 is equal to tau 2 into B2. And second reflection coefficient is 0.6. And at A3, I am not taking tau 3 as A3 by B3 because tau 3 is not given to you. See, tau 3 mein, there is no, we need to find the reflection here at port 3. So tau 4 is given to you and input power हम port 3 को apply कर रहे हैं. So directly input power, that is A3, is given to you. यहाँ पर A1, A2 we have taken in terms of reflection coefficient, but A3 directly it is given to you as you know, the applied value in terms of powers, it is 1 watts. And similarly, tau 4 is, it is given to you A4 by B4. So what is A4 is equal to incident wave tau 4 into B4, that is 0.8 is given to you. So these 4 things we have taken from the given data. We know this already. Power कहाँ पे apply कर रहे हैं हम? Third port. So third port पे incident wave A3 होगा and power and the waves are related by a squared value. So hence I have taken Pi is equal to incident power A3 square. So what is it? 1 watt is given to you. So what is A3? A3 will be equal to, you know, once again you can take it. It is 1 only. Now again we will take this concept of B is equal to, B is equal to S into A. We will take this, okay. B is B1, B2, B3, B4. Yes, for a magic T I have written it. And this is your A1, A2, A3, A4. And these A1, A2, A3, A4, I have listed here. 0.5 B1, 0.6 B2, it is A3, which is actually how much? 1 volts. And A4 is 0.8 B4. Okay, A1, A2, A3, A4 के बदले में आप वो डाल सकते हो. In the next step, I have done the same thing. B1, B2, B3, B4 is yes matrix into 0.5 B1, 0.6 B2, A3 is 1, next 0.8 B4. So now, what you need to do, you have to find B1, B2, B3, B4s. What are these values? They are actually the, you can see, things to be calculated. Calculate the power reflected and power transmitted to the remaining 3 ports. So power transmitted means the outputs. So B1, B2, B3, B4s. Those are the waves. Powers are the squares. In order to calculate that, I will first make use of these 4 equations. What you do at the RHS, take the matrix multiplication, row into column, you will get B1. Then for B2, second row into column. Then B3 equals to third row into column. B4 is equal to fourth row into column. So matrix multiplication you do at the RHS, get the equations for B1, B2. See, one sample I'll give you. Okay, only for B1 I'll multiply and show you. For remaining 3 you have to do it. Taking the B1 first. B1 is equal to, first value is 0. Okay, I have to take this row and column multiplication. 0 into this, which is 0. So I've written here 0 plus. Second term again 0 into this, 0 plus. Third term 1 by root 2 into 1. So I've taken 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2 into 0.8 B4. So 0.8 by root 2, I have not simplified further. If you want, you can take the calculator, get the value of this and write it, no problem. It is this much. So what I will do, whenever you take the concurrent equations, simultaneous equations, how you get the equations? Let me take this one example. X plus y is equal to 5. 3x plus 4y, some example I'm giving you, is equal to 2. Okay. Here how the pattern is, all the unknowns, the variables are there, x, y, z, whatever, a, b, c, x, y, z, then m, n, whatever, the equations में जो भी आप variable ले रहे हो, these values should be on the left hand side. जो भी constant है, वो right hand side पे रहेगा. So I will rearrange this in that manner. I will take B1 here on the left hand side, वो left में ही है. I will take this B4 to the LHS, it will become negative, is equal to constant 1 by root 2. I hope you understood why I am taking in this format, because it will make my work easier. Equations आएंगी, equations को मुझे इस pattern में रखना है. All variables at one side, all constants at the other side. This I have shown you for first equation. Similarly, you should go for B2, B3 and B4. How? Take the second row multiplied by column, third row multiplied by column, fourth row multiplied by column. If you do this, you will get 4 equations. This is first, this is second, third and fourth. So these 4 equations I have listed here. You can see 4 equations I have listed. Now, how will you simplify this? How will you simplify? Because अगर simultaneous equations में सिर्फ 2 variable हैं, तो you take like this, right? A plus B is equal to 4. Some example I am taking you. 2A plus 3B is equal to 2. ऐसा कुछ है equation. How you do? One time you add them, one time you subtract them. You get it. 2 equations हैं, 2 unknowns हैं. यहाँ पे कितने unknowns हैं? B1, B2, B3, B4. 4 unknowns are there. You have got 4 equations. They are equal, right? जितने equations हैं उतने unknowns हैं. But how will you find this? So if these 4 equations we have got, unknowns are B1, B2, B3, B4. So either using Cramer's rule or row echelon form. However, you have to find these 4 unknowns. Okay, I have written the answers here. So take this as a work. Try to find these 4 values using whatever the method you know. So verify your answers. So I have got B1, B2, B3, B4 as these values, and these are the voltage values. Okay, they are not the powers still, but we have to find the powers. So power transmitted will be what? The squares, right? The power and the waves, they are related in that sense, squares. So just square each of these terms. पोर्ट 1, पोर्ट 2, पोर्ट 4 ऑल्सो, क्योंकि पोर्ट 3 पे हम इनपुट अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, तो पोर्ट 3 पे इसको हम रिफ्लेक्शन कहेंगे, बिकॉज जहां पे आप इनपुट अप्लाई कर रहे हो to the port to which you are applying the input, that port definitely from that we will be getting the reflections, but for remaining other ports they will be acting as the output voltages. So B3 will be the reflection. B3 is 0.5536 square. So if you 0.55, yes. So you will get this. You try to verify the answers. Okay. And as a note, I have written here, how much amount of total power is absorbed by the system. So power absorbed is half of जितना reflection आपको आया है, reflected power, or the what in case of other ports we take this B as the output. So जितना output receive हुआ है minus जितना transmit हुआ है, so the जो भी difference बचेगा, that is the power absorbed. For third port it will be half of incident wave कितना था, that is 1 volts and 1 watt power. So applied power is 1 watt. Reflect कितना हुआ है at 3.3065. So 1 minus 0.3065, जितना भी बचेगा, that is the power absorbed by the system. As a note I have given you, okay? It is not mandatory for you to calculate this. Hope you understood these simple problems. These three are the solved problems in your Annapurna Das textbook. Methods probably you may not understand, so please read out these and try to practice them. If you have any other problems also apart from these, please you can just share. We will have the solution. We will try to have the solution for those. Now coming to the next module. Now we have to start module 3, that is strip lines. As I've told you, the subject name as it is microwaves and antennas. So the first two modules we have dealt with the microwaves part, and still we need to go for antennas part. So strip lines, they fall under that category because strip antennas you have. Okay, but however, even the microwave theory is also involved here, because they are working working at the microwave frequencies. So module 3, this strip lines deals with the different transmission lines, that was strip lines. We will be looking at 4 different strip lines, the classification, each one's characteristics in detail, and then we will go to the antennas part. So let me just give you a brief introduction. What is a transmission line? We have already studied this. In module 1, we started with the transmission line concept itself. So just a recall, you can see. Transmission lines, these are the conductors that serve as a path for transmitting electrical waves or sending the energy through them. So transmission lines are nothing but the channel or the medium through which you're sending, and they are what? They are made of conductors. That's why this can be one of the definition. Then they form the connection between the transmitter and the receiver. Of course, they are the medium for signal transmission. It is used to convey the RF power from the transmitter to the antenna and from the antenna to the receiver. So generally, what is a transmission line? I have tried to dictate you. Now, broadly, if I classify the transmission lines, hope it is clear, it is visible in one window. Okay. The first one is open wire transmission line. Second transmission line, coaxial transmission line. I think you have seen all these. Coaxial आपने देखा है, open wire भी देखा है आपने, optical fiber transmission line, waveguides we have just now dealt. A waveguide, T's we have seen, okay? Waveguides I have shown you the pictures, how waveguides are circular, rectangular. And then the last classification, that is microstrip. So we need to study about this now. Just for your reference, some figures, some images I have included so that you can relate what are these different transmission lines. So आप देख सकते हो open wire के examples हैं. I think this is a very familiar open wire line which you have seen. Even this old TV sets, for that you used to use this open wire. पहले की टीवी सेट्स में यही आते थे. आफ्टर दैट इट गॉट रिप्लेस्ड विद कोएक्शियल केबल. ये आपका कोएक्शियल केबल है. इवन यू माइट हैव सीन दिस स्ट्रक्चर आल्सो. यहाँ पे एक कनेक्टर भी दिख रहा है आपको, राइट? वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड अबाउट द डिफरेंट कोएक्शियल कनेक्टर्स. दिस थर्ड कलर पिक्चर नहीं हो पाया है. आई विल शेयर कलर इमेजेस इन योर ग्रुप्स. So this third image shows the optical fibers. Third transmission line. Optical fiber cable है ये, different types हैं. These are some examples of waveguides. You can see twisted हैं, rectangular हैं, circular. I have shown you already in your while we were dealing with the waveguide T's. I have shown you how the circular waveguide looks like. This category, what you are seeing, these are the examples for strip lines. आप देख सकते हो structure के बीच में some other structure is there in between. Okay, so this is the example for strip lines. Whatever I have written here, this structure you can see, ये जो बीच में है ना एक strip है, that will be there inside. Okay, एक sandwich के जैसे इसको बीच में रखते हैं. This is what the main concept of a strip line. Evolution of strip line, transmission line. First one is here, this one. This is what the coaxial line with a round central conductor. ये जो है coaxial cable है. Second one is what? The B, square coaxial line with a square flat center conductor. ये क्या है? This is a square coaxial conductor. Third one is rectangular coaxial line. This one, rectangular coaxial line. And the fourth one, you can see this one, D, rectangular coaxial line with a flat center conductor. Sorry, it's not C, D. D is the strip line. Inside this, complete structure, a strip will be inserted. That is the strip line. Hope you have understood about the transmission lines. We have to now look for the planar lines.